Hello, hello. How are you, Mr. Bonds?
Good afternoon. Is it? Oh, good morning. What's the time now?
I don't care what the time is. It's way too early to see you in the day. See, fuck
Guys, we're
sakes.
recording on a Sunday afternoon because
Yeah.
it's the back to school episode.
My
And
bro.
we all know the best time for back to school is on a Sunday.
No, it's straight. But I was on the latest that used to keep his projects and stuff for the last minute. So I told my mommy after like, okay, the term is gonna start now. Oh yeah, I have a project due on Sunday on Monday because it's Sunday night now. Then it's off to fucking paperbacks and what's it called what is it? One of the red CNA.
Yeah, CNA was
CNA, you get your flip file for your project, but then you must also go to a cousin who got like, in quarter and Windows 95 and you're just printing out the thing and you're just putting it in there. Like, here's my project. So, you go now and you get this big stack of cardboard now, and then you cut pictures from like You magazine and you put it there and all
You
that
know what?
kind.
You know what's wild if you think of Encarta? It's the whole world's information on a 700 meg CD
Disc.
on a disc.
It doesn't get updated. History is happening all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, you still have Encarta, like you still had old Encarta. No one
Yeah.
updated the Encarta every year, so now it's the same old information
Yeah.
that you would have.
I
It's
think 95 was the first one. Remember?
Yeah.
It came in a case and whatnot.
the case also, and then also it was the quietlighters that could print in color also.
Yeah, those ones who were spoiled now they got a color printer, man, bro.
Yo.
But those were the same night you have the deep freeze in the kitchen and in the garage. They had it all.
Look, but it's those lighties. They don't learn the importance of a old tea bag on a white paper with the burnt edges. They don't learn that skill of project making or
Are
even so
you
that.
talking about like when they tea stain
Yeah.
the page and stuff? You remember then they make it sound like a scroll and cack, man, bro.
From
Yeah.
Shakespeare's times.
I used to hate the people who used to put effort into the stuff. Because I just got the poster and then sometimes I put the border around. But they got borders and then they got like like a text box that we use in like PowerPoint or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
But they got little text boxes that they've written out on the computer printer that put it there next to a picture.
But it's
They're all
always-
successful that I can't fucking stand it.
It's also all the girls had all the colors. I feel like most girls' pencil boxes would have either a milky pen
The milk pen.
or it would have the glitter cookies, the glue glitter stuff, and then the quite pencil crayons or so. The water pencil crayons. That if you
Like you take it, you dip it so a bit then you do it.
yeah,
Or you
it's
spit-
like
spit a bit shit.
just rub it on your tongue a bit, and then you can print.
You're talking about that. I was on that light, and I know this sounds weird, but I used to suck on my pen. So then a lot of times I'll just be like in class and I bite the pen and then I'm just like doing that and then
Blow
just
big.
mouse is put down. And if you ever had it like you take a pen and you put it in your pocket but you don't put it in head down. It's always like the back and then you got like the blue
Oh,
stain
then it ran
or
through the
stain
thing.
there.
No,
Sure.
firstly, you're the lighties I don't lend pens to. Like you were on
I
the
bite the pens and
you
the
were on a
pencils.
on a ban list already because everybody know now if you lend him the pen or a pencil, that green HP pencil now, why is your teeth marks in my fucking pencil?
What is it like
Keep it.
a 2B and 4 HP or something like
HB, yeah, but what was the B? I think it was a 2B that they
that? Yeah,
had.
that's a big brown one. Remember that
Yeah,
one?
it was if your father's a builder, then you come to school with that
Yeah,
pencil.
because it was marking on the fucking kabouw.
Then so today, so guys, just before we start the actual episode and we bring on the guests, I'll say a shout out to Finn.
Yes, our producer Phoenix here, like he's been doing the most for us, and I just want to say shout out to him and much more success to him for this year.
Yeah,
And
He dropped the album last year?
Yes, a EP. And yeah, he's actually playing a lot of events. So just thank you so much to Finn for all the work that he does for us as well. Really means a lot.
and then also the song you heard in the beginning, that's his banger. So yeah, shout out for that. So today's guest we have Eugene Matthews. He's a stand-up comedian and actor and all-around quiet person, and also a driving instructor.
I think so.
Yeah, he's a driving instructor, and it's so quiet because every time on WhatsApp he posts, not WhatsApp, on Instagram, he'll post stuff like, "Oh, my student got they got their license," and it's always like for me, it's such a great feeling to see people get their license because I know a license is, I think it's one of the most difficult tests you do as an adult.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to fail, but we spoke about that
Yeah.
already. So Eugene Matthews will be joining us, and then you have.
You know, no, like imagine like your driving instructor had an added value course where they tell you, like, hey, bro, this is how you must approach a smoky. This is how you must pull in. This is how you close the door. This is what you must cake for or something. Just be on a way. Like, just like also like same and now there is going to be so much people that you're going to have to put in the car, like how to do weight distribution correctly. Little fat alarm in front. That's where alarm. Just so you know. And so on the laps. Okay, that's illegal. You're not going to do that. But there's so much life lessons you learn about that afterwards.
So first, your driver's license is like your degree. Then you're getting your master's and your honors and your doctorate. Then I think like your master's is that course. It's the basic real world driving course where they teach you how to go down Belgravia Road and not knock a mirror. It's that thing of how they navigate you through, that difficult roads. I'm trying to think now.
Yeah, like
Voortrekker also. Yeah, because those kinds of things, and they show you how to pack a boot also. I think no, your boot is your honors though. That's not your masters. Because do you know how to pack a boot?
Yeah, I mean, I used to go to the forest, I used to go camping, so.
Because you must maximize it. It's proper Tetris that must come to play.
No doubt. And also, my daddy used to work on the gebouw, so I had to pack the fucking bakkie. Yeah, the grinders and all the pipes. Yes.
And then, and the next case is?
Mr. Keeo-Lee. You have seen him most recently in Barakat, which was, I actually went to watch that at the premiere. It was really jazz, and he's been doing a lot. He's also a singer as well as an actor. I think he's been on set Ooster as well.
Yeah.
So salute to him.
And was also a great bra. We must add that to the part of it. Like I've met him probably like a handful of times, but every time you meet him and you go, nah, like a vibes, like cool bra. Like if I see you, it's cool vibes.
Yeah.
It's not everybody. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm overtalking it, but there's some people you just see them and you go, nah, you were just a good
Get the
person.
autograph next time.
I know I'm trying to, not fanboy. I also said school. This is the
and
back to school.
He also sang with the Black Ties with Chad Simon and Mr. Lloyd Jansen, who used to live a road away from me. So shout out Lloyd as well, and a fellow Heathfielder. Yes, sir.
Is that what you do? If someone is famous from your area, you must give them extra bio.
Look, yeah, he's been doing the things. He's been representing Heathfield to the maximum. So salute to him.
And then the final contributor for this episode is my sister, Quanita Barnes, who was previously mentioned in the previous episode.
Nee.
Also, she's my titi. She is I think like 12 years older than me, so she's lived like a different. You know that thing of how, like your older siblings have different parents to what you have.
Yeah.
So she had different parents to me, and then she was also like my part-time parent because she.
Are you adopted?
I don't know. She used to tell me that though. Every time we drive across a mountain, then Quanita go, yeah, we fetch you here.
The monkeys
yeah,
as well.
You were one of the monkeys. You said the monkeys. There's your family. And then also a great baker. And So, first question, Simon.
Oh, cool. Let me get the question now. This is what we struggle with every week. I forget that I must look at the questions. So, what school shoes did you wear? Was it like your Buccaneers, your Toughies, your Woolies, your Grassies, or your Idlers? Which way did you go?
Idlers. Oh, yes, Eugene.
What kind of school shoes did I wear? Okay, primary school, I wore Buccaneers. And then that lasted until about standard 7, standard 8. The shoes I mean, not primary school. Anyway, and then my mom bought me a pair of, what was those shoes called? Grasshoppers. I hated those shoes. I had a black pair of Grasshoppers. They were so comfortable. But then, on a car, then you must rotate the tires because the front tires gets a bit more smoother than the back tires. Now, those Grasshoppers, I needed to rotate it because it was a bit skief getrap. I felt like, I don't know if somebody else was walking in those shoes at night. I don't know. In matric, my mom bought me a pair of night tempos, and I wore those as school shoes because all the boys in the class wore those as school shoes. That was our 10E2 look. All the boys. I was one of the boys, but also not. So yeah, it was a pair of Nikes, a pair of Buccaneers, and a pair of Grassies. Why would my mother buy me Grasshoppers? Do I look like Jitsving or something? I mean.
That grasshopper mouth is a real, no? Like you can see who got a walking defect by that, who's so slightly pigeon-toed and stuff.
Just leaning to the side, but it was always angled in such a a weird, like a but perfect straight lines also that the writers used to move it in.
Like I used to think that it was a performance enhancer shoe because I think the owners used to jump higher with a grasshopper. It's in the name, so that this is a bit more like a bounce to it. And so was a bit softer, right?
But also with the grasshopper because it basically had no grip at the bottom. Like after 2 days of walking, it just becomes flat. Then you can slide on the grass.
Is it?
Yeah, I noticed the light is always if the toe is a bit wet, then you can slide on the toe quite. You know, light is do the Brasa do stupid stuff at school, especially with the shoes. Did you draw on your shoes or so?
Not really. I don't think so.
There was like
My
this
mom
episode-
used to scowl me to polish my shoes.
Yeah,
But
Sunday
yeah.
night. It was a very liquor smell though. Then that because the lighties
they-
used to draw with like tipex on the heel of the school shoe, especially the Buccaneer because I had a Dirk
I know,
class.
but the Buccaneers with the tic tacs, what's it called stuff?
Oh yes, yeah, the pins, the metal pins.
And then they put that on the shoes.
But then they used to rub it and then burn my car with it also. You know that move.
I don't know that move.
If you like, you basically put it under your foot and you move your foot fast, like you rub it. It
Oh,
gets,
like friction
yeah,
creates heat.
it gets hot, and then you can put it against someone and burn them.
Under your shoe and you put it against someone.
Yeah,
Yo, okay, nah.
it's anyway
You live the tough life.
tough school.
And that was just at home, no?
Then we got
That
Keeo.
was before school. Right, wake up.
It's my
You're some
Buccaneer.
worse and eggs is ready.
So racist.
There's a story around my school shoes because, you know, back in the day, grassies were the thing, right? You could wear grassies, right? The grassies were the school shoe that everybody wanted. But my dad was a bit of a snoop, man. He didn't like to spend money. So he didn't buy us the Majat grassie, now, which was the idler. Don't know if you heard of the idler. But he bought us the Majat idler, which is the Fidler. 2 steps down of Majatness. Tough. A tough life.
I didn't even know that there's a hierarchy of classes. I know about the idler. There's a lot of kids who used to wear the idler there by my primary school and obviously the high school. But I don't remember a third level to it.
A Fidler also. A grand that they just put the F in front
I'm
of it.
pretty sure that it's fiddler.
Fidler on the roof. But so what school, what shoe did you wear?
No, I was always a Buccaneer. So I just liked the look on the Buccaneer. It had the white stitching around the side.
Yeah, it was always class.
And it was just a straight on normal shoe. And I didn't really want to go to class. A lot of my friends transformed over the years.
Yeah.
When they started realizing themselves in their body, and then they started obviously acclimatizing themselves, and then they found, classes, they reached that looking cooler earlier. Whereas I don't actually give a fuck because I really think that the Buccaneer just looked alright. It was a round shoe.
Yeah, it was basic.
was fine.
Because then you get the toughies, which was very flat for me. I felt like the toughies was always like it's too much on the ground. I didn't really like that vibe. And then there was the Woolies one.
Yeah.
But the Woolies was like a Buccaneer but longer.
Yeah. It was almost like, it looked almost the same.
Yeah, very similar but very weird shape also.
I remember then Doc Marten exploded.
Oh,
so
yes.
the girls started wearing it way more than the Owens because it had that boot one. You know what I'm talking
Yes,
about?
yes.
So a lot of the girls wore that. To
But that was
school.
before it was expensive also.
Not that. That's like, but now I'm giving age away, which unfortunately I have to. But that was like 1997, 1996.
I think in like standard 5, I started seeing the Brasa where Doc Martens to school also. It's such a weird thing when ladies try to do fashion in school. And then it's just the same thing. And here's Quanita.
I own your Buccaneers. The only problem, every year, by the time it comes to the second or third term, then my buckle breaks off. It was always a problem, but I always got it. Then I used to stitch it and glue it and staple it and just make it work throughout the year. It was still the best. I think the coolest. Yeah, Buccaneers.
So
And made my socks pitch black at the toes. And I was forced to wash it every afternoon.
like that's also a
It was
thing.
fun days.
Oh, sorry, you still speak.
She ends so slow there.
Yeah, apologies, dear sister. But you know, like the girl shoes had those gaps in it, like there's like a pattern in it. No? So I always wondered, like, because there used to be probably white socks with it, and the guys we all used to wear grey socks. Now, doesn't it get dirty just like that in a pattern? You know, like a stencil.
Yeah, so actually that was the most difficult part to wash was just that sticky because it used to basically stain in a stencil mark or so. I was actually gonna say sorry. On another note, I started wearing Crockett and Jones.
You started wearing formal shoes in high school.
High school. I think I was like in standard 9 when I moved from Buccaneers.
And this is what we talk about, the rebellious age of teenagers. They want to find themselves. They want to be unique.
Because you can't find Buccaneers that my size. I was wearing like a 12.
Is it?
Yeah, I wear like a size 11, 12. So I couldn't find school shoes that size or so. And
but don't they ask you about? Didn't you have like in primary school, for instance? No, we always had to have our shoes shining. They do inspections in class and in assembly, and your shirt must be right and your tie must be right and all that stuff. Did you not have inspections like that
for high school
or for primary school?
No, in primary school they used to do that, but I only used to wear a Buccaneer strictly, and then I don't think kids at my school really wore grasses.
Did you also get like nail inspections? We used to have this teacher who used to check us, and if our hygiene or anything's not right, then she might hit the children.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a different time.
And then also, I know a big problem at high school is you talking about boys coming of age. It's the hair, the hairstyles and stuff like that. Because some of the guys used to grow their like not even long, like just like a few centimeters longer than normal. Then the teachers are checking them. And now in retrospect, the world's changed so much where the guys can have afros and the guys can have ponytails. It's not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
If they can learn.
And there was only like a few things that we used to have. Obviously, there was going to be a short, normal boys cut, but it was the coming of spikes.
Yes.
Spikes destroyed. Like in primary school, obviously the rule and stuff, and in high school for a long time, no child to school.
Yes, no child. No
because
child.
they don't want you to have external factors affecting your education, and I do understand that, nah? But it's the same as wearing Crockett and Jones to school. You want to look quimos.
Yeah, no. So one of the first, I think Kurt that was in my class, he was I think like in standard 7 he started wearing like the Crockett and Jones style. You know that flat shoes. Then we used to play handball still. Then they used to voice him that he's wearing egg lifters because that front is most flat in front. Then every day it's like, oh, you're having eggs this morning. Why do you come with the shoes? And even the teacher started roasting him for the shoes. And then
it's like a slant. You know that slanting with corners? That's like how that shoe used to look.
Like a Honda Ballon.
Like the shoe walking in when you walk in 5 minutes later. Oh yeah, since here. No, you'll be here now. Just wait. Yes. He's about to get here.
And Mensa used to go to the club with that also. Do you remember?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's a formal shoe. Like on the places that my Toby used to only wear like John Drake's.
Yeah.
And that was his thing that he used to wear it when he used it as a formal thing. Nice pants, nice jersey, and a John Drake. But I mean, again, it's not my time. I did have a pair. Actually, I used to wear his for Tai Chi when I didn't have a formal shoe. But yeah, didn't used to fit right, but we couldn't get me shoes. So you had that gap. You know that gap when you have to feel your mommy's like, this is too big. You can't get this one. And if it's a school shoe, then it's fucking fine.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna go into that motherfucker.
But if it's just not an actual shoe that you want, and then they direct that to freak out, and they go, okay, walk. Just walk up, now walk down, walk around the shop there. We want to see you walk. Is there space in the back? Yeah, and just give me the tags I want anyway. Question 2.
No, I agree with you, but I mean, we must don't know about the finance. We just want. But you know what? We deserve it. We didn't ask to be born, so give us what we fucking want. Did your school clothes fit?
Yeah, we have Eugene.
Did my school clothes fit? Yes, it did. My mother used to be the sample cutter at the Adidas factory here in Kensington. Yeah. So if something was ill-fitting, she would just take all the stitches out of it, cut it to size, and then stitch it back together. So that's why I think to this day, that's why I'm so fit-orientated. Or shall I say, the fit of the clothes orientated. So, like, I don't like ill-fitting things. I like baggy, but not ill-fitting. There's a difference.
Yeah. It must be a perk to have, like, someone who can always give you a hem when you need it.
The hem is always needed, especially with the boys, because they buy the pants and It's always the hem is so long.
Yeah, but it's also because they was planning. So the next year, okay, let's make that hem lower.
Yeah.
Then roll it out and then roll it out. It's almost like a polo neck, but for your legs.
If your neck got longer. And then we have Kino.
My school clothes did fit because I was the eldest, so I didn't have to do the hand-me-down. My brother did get the bad end of that deal, though. But when I got to high school, the blazer was expensive. You know, you had to buy. So I wore quite a big one, and you know, the sleeves had to be tucked in, and then the next year you tuck it out a bit more, and then the next year a bit more. So yeah.
Did your school clothes fit?
So my school clothes go between two deviations. Either they cack big or they cack small. Because you hold on to it for a certain time, then you have to get new ones and you're breaking through the other ones. I remember I had these school pants that it almost was like a pedal pusher essentially. Because my mom is like, the year is almost over. We're gonna get you new stuff for next year. You're just gonna ride this through. I'm like, my bro, that is August. So then you might just come now.
You still got 4 more months and it's already knifing you.
My bro. And then you still got like, then my shirts also started getting tighter. And of
Yes.
course, it's like, now what must I do? I'm growing. I'm a growing man. You're giving me stews. What must I do? But the school tie, I inherited it from my sister. We had that because she also went there before, and my brother. And
So did you have like a family school tie basically?
I think that myself and my second sister probably shared that tie. But yeah.
So Rishka and I went to our BBI together, and then she's like the one that's just older than me. So then she, the only there was a tie I could get because I grew up like When did you hit your growth spurt?
I think that like from standard 3 to standard 5 was quite a big one, but I've been a gradual grower, not like the man who's like the calcium and then there's someone like Mr. Fantastic in this normal. But I don't know. I think that it was probably around standard 3, then I got a bit taller. But also like
so the thing is,
some Owens got. They just like your friend was short and now he's like a big man.
and
Like,
then his voice sound like this also.
Yeah.
So I got mine, I think standard 4 and standard 5. But my body grew like it weird because first my feet was big. I was wearing like a size 10 in standard 5. No, then it was like the arms. You know how not the Hulk.
Have you ever seen a dog and then you see like it's like a Labrador puppy and you see his paws like, oh, he's going to be big. He's got big paws. That's what they could have seen with you.
It was like it was such a weird way. But then so I had to buy new school clothes in the middle of standard 5.
But you were finishing standard 5 and it was your last year at primary school.
Yeah, but
and you want to come get new clothes
exactly
now, in my fucking house.
Exactly.
Not the fuck.
Yo, I remember my dad being upset, but my mom was just like,
couldn't they just go into Lost and Found to a second-hand store?
Actually, with my high school tie, I used to lose quite a lot. Because, you know, at the end of the day, you either take it off if it's hot or whatever. Then I used to just every day I'd go fetch a tie at the Lost and Found, and then that would be my thing. I don't think I ever bought. I used to lose. I lost my school jacket also at high school, and then I just went to go fetch a new one, and then I wore that one.
Did you have a period now when you basically went from short grey pants to long grey pants? Because it happened at our school, like in primary school.
What do you mean, like short shorts?
Like you used to, like in sub A and all those times, everybody's wearing grey.
I never wore shorts. I never wore shorts for
That's
school.
crazy.
I always had a school pants.
We had the option, obviously, later on in school year, but a lot of boys did wear it for the time. But my mom always just wanted to keep me in the shorts. I remember a teacher started making fun of us when we decided to wear long pants because they're like, just be kids, man, run around and be in your shorts. But in winter, you want to wear long pants, man. You know what I mean?
It's
almost like long pants gave us a bit of more independence. I don't know why and why we wanted it so much more. Because I am wearing shorts. I wear shorts almost all the time.
Now, I feel like for the last maybe 4 months, 5 months, I've only been in shorts and I've only had to wear pants for work.
Like, I hate wearing pants.
If I wasn't here, I'd just be Kalgat now. But anyway.
Thank God for that.
Then here's Quanita.
So at 6, my mother bought me a beautiful school dress. Way too long. Much too wide around the waist. Because they had to last me my full school career. And then in term 2, she washed it. Obviously, it's not hot of winter. Washed it, try to dry it over the oven door. You know, we used to do that back in the day. No tumble dryer. Hung it over the oven door and then it pinned. I never got another school dress. We had to settle for a school skirt instead.
Or they can just go with a white shirt with it.
It was fun back then. Anyway.
I'll get you into the questions like, yeah, this conversation's over. Anyway.
I'm going now to our other conversation. But how did you guys, did we discuss this on how did you dry your clothes?
Oh, in winter, this very hard. My mom used to put it in the oven, our onis and our
Yeah,
socks
yeah.
and stuff like that. Didn't have no tumble dryer. And then obviously there was 6 of us in the house. So
Same.
it's a lot of clothes to have done and dry and stuff. So winter was tough, but summer was fine, of course. But you actually had to recycle your clothes. I remember sometimes that your collar is a bit dirty.
Oh,
but you're
yeah.
wearing like the shirt 3 days in a row. I don't know if you've done it in primary school. I know there were kids who had a new shirt every day, but I didn't wear my. I wouldn't say I wore a new one every day. I really did that.
I think it was like a 2-day way maybe. But you know the thing is in high school, because your body changes, then you have to wear
I went to primary school. We were running
that's also true.
all the time.
I think I had like 3 shirts, and then that would be the rotation of like, yeah. But the one would always be like the kak shirt. You wear it and you go, why is this button so weird? The cuffs are also weird. Anyway,
Like a yellow one from last year.
yeah. Also, there's a wash or like because the school shirts, because you're washing it so much. Have you had your school shirts break also when you did you play rugby at school?
We used to play obviously soccer and stuff, and remember that we just had a tarmac. We didn't have any grass or anything on our school. So I think we've all had that experience of when the glue comes off under your shoes, and then you just like it looks like you're talking with your shoe.
And then you just the whole day you can hear that.
I must tell you a very funny school story. One day someone lit the Ronnie recycler bin on fire. Like what the fuck?
And they fast also they threw a firecracker in, and the whole thing blew up, and then it caught a light, and then but they said they always suspect who the lighties were, but we never really know who they are.
I said one with the John Drakes. No, what did you have?
The John Drakes. Is it John Drakes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then about that Ronnie, but also do you remember?
Did he come to your school?
Yes.
He came to my school.
But you also remember how great it made your day to see someone from outside of school visit. Do you know what I mean? Like with
The knickknacks man went fucking off. We were just like
Shit.
screaming, the knickknacks man is here. The knickknack man.
Sasko Sam!
Oh my God.
Sasko Sam, give me bread!
Do they still do that at primary school?
I don't
Do
know.
they still bring in mascots? Because that's just.
I hope they do.
We just
also,
having this
some of the
music,
lion.
our fucking
Some of the
minds.
lion, yo.
I still remember we went on a tour of Simba at the square. In primary
We
school.
went to the Coke
Not a
factory.
tour. We went to visit the
Yeah,
plant.
we went to the Coke factory, which was there in there at the back of where's that area now? At the back of Sari Estate. Anyway, then who was the other person that came to visit? The licorice man also.
The licorice man.
Yeah, we had the licorice man. I think Stieuk at once.
So nice. Not by us.
Who else? Then there's always the people that say you must follow your dreams and don't do drugs. They always. I was like, we only
That's
primary
actually-
school. Why are they?
Super. Yes, they came to dance at my school.
Yeah,
They did the whole thing. Yes.
Don't do drugs, guys. And then they do the whole dance and all this.
I'm actually very interested to know, did my sister, my eldest one at least, and my brother, did mascots come to them in their school? Is that like an our time thing? I actually have no idea.
And if you are young and listening to this podcast, are they like when last did you see a mascot at the school?
That's
Not just people in sweaters that's branded about the brand, but an actual mascot, a man that's dressed like a damn character.
Just thinking we were just so fucking mad because we're gonna get free knickknacks today. Just.
Then you don't even get free knickknacks, you get a pencil. You just get a knickknacks pencil. Horrible.
I'm happy worth today.
That's true, we can trade it. And then the next question.
The next question is, but actually we didn't ask you, did we, about that?
Oh, did my school clothes fit?
Yeah.
So it did fit for most of like primary school. Because I think in standard 3, like I started growing like much more also. So my parents, they didn't buy big sizes. They would just let me wear it until it's the end and then get new stuff. Because I used to go through a lot of clothes. I used to break my pants or so that
We've got a modern day fucking Hulk over here. And like,
And
Yaaseen smash.
Then I remember in high school, I don't know if you ever did it, where you put like a triangle at the bottom so it makes your school pants like a bootleg.
No.
And I always used to do stupid character my clothing. I used to cut holes in my jerseys.
Oh,
so
you
I
mean
could put
like you cut a slit?
Yeah, you cut a slit.
Oh, okay.
And then it goes over your pants better. But then also I used to put a piece of, a grey piece of fabric in so it doesn't look like it's just like dangling. And then it would give me like a, I don't know. Just
were you buying Eugene's mommy bumper by any chance?
And then also I cut my school jersey so I could put my thumbs through so that it'd be like a...
Yeah, like the soccer players way.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
used to do that as well with my hoodies just to get it through. I mean,
And then
they should make more of those types of things.
It's actually true. Because then one of my teachers saw it. Then he lost it. Who's it? One of the math teachers. But he used to shout at me a lot. He used to call me Kosi, he used to call me Dom every day. Every day he used to say, "Hi, Bonds, you still Dom?"
You know what?
Yes, sir.
I'm all for positive reinforcement. And on that note, did you write down names on the board when your teacher left? Essentially, were you the class monitor?
Yeah. The first one we
Slash
have.
pimper.
Yeah, you're the pimper. Here's Eugene.
Did I write down names on the board when the teacher left, or was my name on the board? Actually, in our class we had this big rule of no snitching, no pimping, no squealing. So nobody wrote names on the board at all, even though like we were out of hand, but nobody wrote names on the board, and I would never write on the board. My handwriting is atrocious. Ugh, no, I'd have written on the board and then nobody would have known what I wrote. I mean,
Did you write down names?
I think everybody can see that I'm a pimper. But I'm it, man. I was a class monitor. But not for like my whole career in high school. I just didn't care anymore. I did care about stuff.
It's
but
more wild days in high school. Like
yeah,
you must be more. You must be more voice of the streets.
But like then I was someone like a Randall from the what's called the Reese's, and just like what. With the teacher line there, get in the good books, something like that. The next time I can give my project in a day later.
Safe, don't worry.
But I did do it a few times. Write the man's names down, and they come talk to me and they say, "Nah, I can take it off." I said, "Can I keep quiet for 1 minute and then I'll take it off."
Yes. I wasn't always asked because
they call the teachers out.
Yeah.
They say, we need you in the staff room.
Yeah. Oh, guys, if you are teachers, what do teachers do when they leave the room? Do
you think that the teachers like when he's in the staff room, then they have a smoke break?
I think so. Or they just leave the period and go. They tell another teacher to call them, and then they just go stand outside and they go, "I don't feel like teaching. Can we just stand here? We waste the period a bit because we also waste the period."
I would actually like to know what they do. Maybe they just go in and they read a book and take a break. Because they probably won't do that. You know what I mean? Or a popo. I don't know.
Then, I used to. Oh wait, hold on. Here's Keena's one. Where is it?
I think my class was relatively small because we were the art class. So we would have about 20 people in my class, which is small because the rest of the school had about 31, 33 per class. But because we did art, we were like a specialized class. And we were all kind of like strange. So I think we all just vacillated between the names and being the names, I mean, it just depended on who was in a bad mood for the day.
Yeah, we were also. I was in the art. Were you in the art class?
Nah.
What subjects did you do?
Standard subjects. Geography, history, math, science.
What science? Bio or chemistry?
Yeah, I took in primary school or high school.
High school.
Oh, high school, I just did physical science, not bio.
Bio was compulsory there for us, and maths. And then I did art.
No, maths I did, yeah.
Art. I did art and physics also. So I was in the art class. So the art class is such like a bunch of oddballs. So everybody's like weird, but they fascin. That's what the thing is. They all fascin and they like want to be different from everybody else.
Nah, but we did have a paar art people, and they used to throw a fuck, and you say, "My bro, throw me a cocoa." Throw me a fucking cocoa, my bro. Can I give it to me tomorrow?
Can you draw a golf? Yo, look at this golf. This Brasoma throw golf still just
Shade it in.
throw me a night chappy and put it on my file. But the thing is, then our class we used to be also like I'll say different lighties, but then we used to band together to get away from teachers. Like we realized if our powers combined, you can get away with more cackle. So then we used to blame who was it? We used to blame it Tariq. Like whatever happened in the class, we just go nice. It was Tariq. It was
We
never,
started today because of what you fucking did to him.
Tariq wasn't real.
Oh, okay.
Then we just go nice. Tariq missed the stuff. Nah, Tariq's the one that made us late because he was talking to the teacher. Then the teachers wouldn't. I don't know if the teachers knew because we were also lighties at the time. But yeah, and then I don't think we never wrote our names. So if we did write our names, we'd always make Kai or the teacher. So we'd write our names and the teacher coming to cuck the men out. Then we all just gang on them. Actually, asshole lighties, you.
I think a lot of us were. I think that's one of the worst things about like high school and stuff. That one of our memories, or that a lot of people say like, "Yo, remember we were the worst school, the worst class in school. How did we make the teacher cry?" Like that is not something that's so fucking proud of. Everyone's like, "Yo, we were the worst. Do you remember how Mrs. So and so threw us out and didn't want to talk to us?" Like, no, man, this is like humans on the other side.
It's only, I think only now when you're an adult you realize. Yo, a child could make me cry if they were mean enough.
Yeah.
I get it now. Like, it's actually it's mean.
It is. I'm glad to say that I don't think that I've ever been part of that. Not from my recollection to do that. But it's not something to be proud of. But it's a cack thing that we do.
I think, I don't know if we made the teacher cry, but we
yeah.
definitely made their lives hell.
Yes, I thought you make them unpleasant, but only because we were just young.
Yes, Quanita.
No, I didn't write down names. I wasn't a talker either. I was just low profile. Yes, I didn't. But whenever there was action at the school, remember back then there were mass rallies back in the 80s. So I didn't have time to write down names because I was always at the mass rallies.
Mass rally sounds like a good way to punk school.
So she was a slim yan.
I think so. Actually, I don't know. I think she was a slim yan.
The limit does not exist. She's a lummy there like that.
Just moving the numbers in the cup. Was it GIF of Hangover? Anyway, yeah, at primary school, they never asked me to write down names. But the few times that I did, I used to little lighties. I love the corruption at the time. Because then I just go and the guy, take my name off here. Here's a sweet, here's a chocolate. So that people could buy me off easily. Then I would just leave the mentors names on off, depending on what I could get from them.
At my school, at high school at least, there was a thing called the demerit system. So if you're late for class, or if you don't hand in your work, or if you do your teachers, you get marked down. And then if you have a minus amount, then you get detention. So the whole school keeps track of that. But the prefects used to obviously take note of that. And fortunately for me, at that time I could still play soccer, so I was playing first team, and then I knew the prefects and stuff, so I was in a liquor spot there.
Oh, liquor.
And I didn't really get detention. I think I got detention maybe once or twice. But overall, that is minimal to a lot of the men that I knew in school who got detention almost every Friday. So either they come cack late or they just didn't hand and stuff, yeah.
I'm trying to think now. I think I did detention maybe twice in my high school. Yeah, only it was a cack time, the Friday after school.
Yeah.
I also feel sorry for the teacher
and
that
it
had
was
to
the Saturday one when you come in.
Yes, but the Saturday one is only like 3 Fridays and then you catch a Saturday one.
Yeah, but it's school uniform on a Saturday.
Yo, I don't think I ever did the Saturday one. No, fuck it.
Yeah.
Shout out to the brasser that did go. Because clearly you were a bad boy but still wanted to be in the school, so you had to go to Saturday. I would have just lost the Saturday one. Then the next question.
Yeah, so what school bag did you have? And then did you write on your school bag?
Did you smoke school bags?
Yes, we used to smoke bags all the time. For those who are like listening from overseas and stuff, who've maybe never ever smoked and maybe but like don't understand what we mean when we said you basically take the school bag, you take everything that's inside of it out, and then you turn the bag inside out and you make it as small as a thing, what you call it,
like
that
a
you can
bundle.
ever make.
You just pull all the cables and it's tight.
And then you put the bag with the books next to it or underneath it, and you just leave the bag like that.
No,
And
so the other thing they used to do is where they basically take everything out, turn it inside out, put all your stuff back in,
They used to do that by you.
Yeah, they
They just used to make it as small as possible.
they used to put your books back in and your bag is inside it basically, and then they used to just pull all the cords and then wrap sellotape around it so it almost like seals it in or so, which is such a weird thing to do. Here's Eugene.
What school bag did I have and what did I write on it? I had a Carrymore 20. I had a navy blue Carrymore 20 from primary school. I think standard 4, something like that, which is now grade 6. I'm not sure. I had a Carrymore, and then up until about standard 8, standard 9, so I got a black Carrymore 18. My first one was a navy 20 with the side pockets, and then my second one was a black 18 with a front pocket.
Yeah.
And then in matric, so I was a lot gayer about life, and then I had a fish finger bag. I was that girl with a fish finger bag at school. Oh, that was such a great bag with a seatbelt strap. Oh, I wish they would make those bags again. The comeback is so needed.
I still remember my sister coming home from RJL at the time
Yo.
with a small fish finger bag, a black and a white one. That was the rage at the time, if we can say that, yeah?
Yeah. So Rishka used to have one, and then I don't know what happened, and then I think she got a new one, and then no, the bag strap broke, and then she got a new one, and then I got a one. But I had to like sellotape and staple and stitch that strap because that strap was the most thick thing also.
Definitely seatbelt. Like, he mentions the 18 and the 20. Of course, as we all know, it's the Falman.
It is
the Falman 18 and 20.
The 18, the one with the pocket in the front.
Yeah, it's the more compact one. And that's the one that I actually used for both primary and high school. I just like that one. My brother was a Falman 21. He had this colorful
The side
one.
pockets, no?
Yeah, he had this colorful one, which was different colors and
yes,
stuff.
the stripes.
Yeah, it was really just... but it was vertalen, obviously, so I didn't ever use it. Also, he used it when he went to tech and all that kind. So I got my own one. And the Carrymore lost in me, long.
I don't know what I had at primary school. I think I had I didn't have a Carrymore. I had some other, I think it was like a Machat brand. And then in standard 5, I got a Quicksilver bag.
A Quicksilver bag.
You remember the silver bags also used to be, but it used to be like this big, bulky ones, man. Like basically think of a deep, like
Was it on your bag? Like on your back bag?
A backpack, yeah. So it was like a
backpack, thank you.
Yeah. a Carrymore 18, but bigger.
Okay.
A Carrymore 18 in the size of a 20.
I don't know, like that sling bags, you know.
So it was a big bag, but it was my bag. The other thing is that I used to write on there also a lot. But the other thing is because it was a Quicksilver one, I could distinguish that it was mine. So there was a time where the teachers used to scale us out if we write on our stuff. And then so the people used to take each other's bags and stuff. And then I was like, nah, I know my bag is mine. And then I think in high school also I started with like a Quicksilver, one of those surf labeled bags. And then I got a fish finger also. But the fish finger moved your shoulder. It was a weight on only the one side because you wear it like
so
a
you're
sling.
looking crazy with your shoes, then you go up and then you see a different bag.
I was an odd lady. I used to always wear stupid stuff.
You were just going through the motions of puberty, weren't you? I'm sorry we weren't there for you faster.
Yes, Kino.
I would just like to say that just by looking at me, you know that I had a Carrymore. I can't remember what liter it was, but it was definitely a dark blue. Couple of my brasses' names written on there in tipex, of course. A Nike chappy that I also put on there in tipex. And, the Adidas trefoil I put on there myself. Yeah, so it was a Nike Adidas Carrymore, if you can believe that.
Yeah. I think that the tipex and your brasses' name was iconic. I remember that I actually had to switch Carrymores because I messed up my one in primary school because my mommy was so upset with me because now you can't go to a new school with the one that's vertalen. And obviously, perception and neatness is a big thing to parents are very old school like that. Tuck your shirt in and all that shit. So I remember that we gave each other all nicknames and stuff, and so I wrote all of it down. And they used to call me Donnie from Donnie Brasco, and we all used to have all these names for Ibaka. There was like a Ouluk and a Dimples, and then, I don't know even know why we did that stuff, but basically I couldn't use my bag. But anyways, it became a soccer dog bag.
Oh, it always ends up becoming like it's almost like these leagues of bags that you get, and then I think it becomes a dump, a sports bag basically after school.
And then it became a clink clink bag.
We know what that means. Yes, Quanita.
I have a sack, writing all over, badges, patches, you name it, stitching. I obviously, and then my friends used to write on it. And things that my parents were never allowed to see. So in the afternoons and mornings, I just sneak it in and out of the house because, gosh, if my parents even knew what was written on that bag, it was crazy, but it was fun.
Yeah, just the same thing of like we so for sin, but we just smart to do it. And I mean, yeah, why not?
Then I also used to.
We put dollar in the stuff our parents bought us. You know what I mean? Again, we expect them to be upset.
But they're not even upset that we wrote on it. They're upset with the stuff we're writing also on it because it's stupid. Like it's a thing of you read it as a parent. I actually understand it now. I go, yeah, it was stupid.
Just think generationally now, no? Our parents didn't do that because they weren't about it. God knows if topics was even fucking invented then.
This is so true.
So now for them to see it, it must have been a hard thing. But now, let's say, us as this time I have lighties and then we see our lighties topics in what are we gonna say? What leg do we have to stand on? It's weird, man. You know what's about to just happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Then in matric I started wearing a grasshopper bag also. You know those sunhoppers?
Yes.
Yeah, the flat green ones. But that was also like because you could draw on it because it was
that is super old school though.
Yeah, but again, I was an art lighty, so I was always looking for like a different thing, which is it's stupid. But anyway,
like your hair right now.
Exactly.
His hair's blonde for those listening in because we do have a camera here that Yaaseen is.
We're trying to record as well, so you guys can watch us and not only just listen.
You can see the festive has left that yellow hair. Just so you know, it's not that it's most festive anymore.
Yeah, it's more of like. Paul Walker in Fast and Furious 1.
Dude, really? Do you think so? You think what was it called? Dirty blonde?
Yeah, it's Mosaka blonde at the moment. Not even dirty. It's beyond that. But anyway, back to the bags. And then I used to get patches and those iron-ons. That was also quite a put on my bag because it wasn't just the Pix bag. Like there was colors and stuff on it.
I never used to have iron-ons. I mean, it's just obviously a caramel.
I don't know. I think that just being in the art college used to do is like you can stand out a bit more and people just go, it's from the art lighties.
Did you remember also like primary school, you are walking around with all your books all the time. There's no lockers. We didn't have lockers. At high school,
books.
We got to see lockers, no? But then you have to have your files and all that stuff in there as well. It was a lot of books for that's why when you see them with their bags on the first day and the bags bigger than them, it's because they have all their books in it.
Then also that thing of maths was a 2-book for us also. Did you guys have that?
Oh, what?
Your maths book that you wrote in was 2 books stuck to each other.
Why? Because it's graphs at the back.
No, I think it was like not graphs. It was like your trigonometry, and then your front was the algebra, back was it trigonometry, and your geometry. Did you say that? Oh,
it didn't answer that basically.
Technically, yes. Anyway, so it was 2 books stuck together. So it was a thick, heavy book. And the other thing is, because you do maths every day, you can't leave it at home. So that weight is always with you. Then it's still all your books and it's your textbooks.
Did you, just talking about that trigonometry stuff, back at primary school, we had a thing called, and I think that a lot of the older listeners will know, it's called a guillotine.
Oh,
you go to the art room, you get your graph paper, and now you must start... and you must cut it up, and you must ask them. I think that was Mr. Matthijs, who was the art teacher in primary school. Then we say, we just want to use the guillotine, and while he's teaching class and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was fun to use, and it was also like a responsibility. Yeah. Also, in our primary school, there was a man that's selected every year who's in standard 5 who gets to ring the bell. Ding. tilling, tilling, and then that was for break time and for break time closing and for school starting and also the end of day. There used to be
Yes.
a one person who kept stirring the bell.
But also, it was such an honor to walk around school while everybody else was in class. Like if your teacher say, just go to go to this other teacher, give this note to them. Then you walk like you, the coolest
Yeah.
bra in school because you can look through the window and see your brassa. You stand by the.
But you must also have a normal weather teacher. They're not
is.
going to send the naughty child. They're going to send the pimpers.
Simon was the one that used to walk around. Also, because then you go.
My family used to know a lot of them because I was generational.
Oh,
And I
yes.
have lots of teachers in my family as well. So yeah, they were fantastic. My auntie
Then-
Dori as well as my cousin Janine are brilliant teachers.
The full family basically at the school. Everybody just used to go through that school.
It's because they came up together when they were teaching on the front lines and getting the education and stuff. So I walked in there and they said, oh, an orgel in primary school. And then, yeah.
Did you also get shy when you must go to one of the older classes? Then you must stand in front of all of them, and then they all make eye of you.
Yeah.
Then the brass go, yeah.
How much money you got on you?
And the girls used to tease a lot. Also, you stand in front. Oh, you cute. Then they must just blush on your eyes in front of the class. Oh, it was horrible.
Don't you just start dancing?
Automatic response in front of me. So. Then, what was the last question? Question 5.
Yeah, this was just like, did you take bread to school? And what was like on your on it? And what was your favorite thing especially?
Did I take bread to school and what was on it? I never took bread to school because I would have a huge bowl of cornflakes and that would sustain me through the day. And then when I arrived home from school every day, my grandmother cooked really early. So then our supper would be ready by like 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
So my aunt's a teacher as well, so we would get home at more or less the same time. So then we would have supper together. So, no, I didn't take bread to school. We would buy maybe chip rolls across the road from the fish den, or a tuck shop would sell pies. But no, I wasn't a take bread to school kind of guy. And I wouldn't take bread to school because Shawko supplied us with the driest chokers. Not even the chokers that survivors, chokers you've ever seen. Sure. It's a choker. You're going to put it around Janet Jackson's neck. So was the choker.
Did you take bread to school?
Yes, but we must also speak about Monday bread. Because Monday bread
Is
is
it leftover bread?
yeah, it's leftover. Most Sundays we had like a roast, like chicken roast. So Monday was always like chicken mayo. It was such a it was the only bread of the week that I got in foil. Because the other weeks it's just like a lunch wrap that they take around. But the problem with the lunch wrap is that it can still leak. So the foil always should keep. And then the best thing about having foil is that you can throw people with it.
Oh yeah, like a apology.
Yeah, then there's a apology in the class and it's a game. Everybody's gonna moon maka. But yeah, I used to peanut butter and jam was my thing, and cheese and jam was so first. But
It's
peanut,
like that as
peanut
well.
butter and jam is even still now. It's my favorite sandwich. I can eat it any day, whole day, and I still won't get tired of it. It's peanut butter and jam is my go-to.
That's lekker.
And you?
Oh, yeah, I also used to like peanut butter and jam, but when it comes to like wrapping the bread, and I don't know if you've had this happen to you as well. Like, okay, sometimes there was the what's it called, like the wax paper.
Yeah.
You use
The
wax
lunch
paper.
wrap. Yeah.
Lunch wrap, and then there's obviously the foil. And my mommy stopped giving me lunch boxes because it just
Same.
goes missing. So I said, no, you're just taking this, and the thing is that you don't realize now that the lunchbox, okay, you do realize, it's a protector. It is armor for your bread. Because have you ever opened your bag and then your sandwich is flat, bro? It's like, I don't know how to describe it, but it is the flattest thing. It's stuck between a paar books and it's been flattened. And it's not a liquor thing.
I'm only laughing because I used to take, like at one point, I used to take 6 slices to bread, and then all of it would just be squashed into each other. Then basically peeling your bread off your slices off each other.
But I never used to like egg on bread because I don't know why in class. So then they used to obviously they say nah, it smells and stuff like that.
Your egg used
So
to clunk you.
I used to have a phobia about that, man, bro.
There was one brother used to bring egg on bread, now, but he used to walk around the seats and just open his Tupperware so that people could smell it. He would make everybody know that you have egg on bread. And it
Nah, man,
used to stink.
it's the soft entrance. It's not just breaking it out. It's like, okay, nah.
Enjoy the soda. Yes, Kino.
My mom used to put in bread for us. Obviously, when it got to high school, it started to peter out because, I mean, we'd eat it before we'd even get to school, and she got full. No, but my mom definitely used to put, I mean, you were lucky if, like, after the Sunday there was, like, some chicken left over, or maybe you went to your mom, you got some roast. But usually it was, like, tuna, or so the bread is, like, pop by the time you eat it, or Vienna's, mostly anything where the bread turns to like a doughy vibe. Yeah, anything like that. I like peanut butter and jam. Still have it till today. So
Okay.
I don't know why she wouldn't just put that in. Love you, mom.
On Sundays and stuff like that, getting a thing that you guys do that. In my house, the food is done. There's no leftovers. The food is done. There's nothing else. The bread that's coming the next day is going to be either going to be like something simple. It's going to be cheese on it. It's going to be peanut butter and jam. And this is one thing. And I don't know if you used to eat it sometimes, but when your mom used to put liver bologna on your bread. Have you ever eaten that?
Nah,
It came in this little
never
paste
had
thing,
liver
and then you have liver
bologna.
bologna on the bread. And it's give and take. Sometimes it's the best bread ever. Sometimes you don't smack it. But it wasn't bad. I actually had it a paar times after school. And then fish paste, red roe.
Oh, yes. But
Yeah.
radio, I was used to, I think like early primary school, I used to have that at school. Then at one point I was like, I get this at home. You know, sometimes some sandwiches are better at home than it is at school because the time period from once it's made to once it's eaten isn't liquor.
I think that is very, very important with red roe, especially. Like and with jam, if you have toast and jam and toast and red roe, it's a completely different thing. But if your mommy makes you toast and she makes the sandwich and she puts it inside wax paper or foil or thing, the condensation inside there is gonna make your snackwich or whatever toasted device that you have created pop. It is pop the time you eat it. You just love me eating soggy bread because maybe
Horrible. Also, the worst is having snackwich. Snackwich is liquor. But at school, with the time you get to the snackwich, that side is basically plastic. And it's hard, so you only get like a small stick of the bread that's in the middle that you must frit out. But
yeah, that's why like chaffles and stack, which is just a hot. It needs
yeah,
to be there.
right. You must eat it as it's made. You can't take it to school. It's not
Schools
a
need to have snackwitches and stuff available for the children to use.
a microwave. Just give us a microwave.
The new mascot that comes to schools needs to be Snackwitch Man. And so the light is out.
Here we have Quanita.
High school, I don't think I took breed to high school. I don't think it was ever cool to take breed to high school. Not that I was cool or uncool. I just didn't bother taking. There was a tuck shop. And there was a shop opposite the school. So, yes.
This this proudness about not taking bread to school
It
because
was.
I don't need it. No. But I used to frit my bread. I need to eat it. It used to be lekker to get some pocket money to go to the tuck shop now. But there was some ladies now. We used to have pocket money for the tuck shop every day. And that was also just a bit unfair. Also reserved for my order. I must get my hamburger, miss.
So, firstly, there was Khali that was in my class. Khali's mom used to make like liquor food and like just food. Then Khali's sandwiches were always fire. So I think it was like when the bell rang in the morning when we stood in the line. Then all the boys used to go, Khalid, what did your mommy make? His mom used to make a frag bread. It was almost like he was giving out charity because all of us.
That's lekker.
Then he used to start using like, Naya, I gave you bread now, organized paper, stuff like that.
A bartering system.
With the bread, but his mom used to make the tomato smoochy with the Vienna's.
So what you gonna do? Your mommy say, "Oh, Yaaseen, supper's ready on the table. Oh, I'm not hungry. Where did you eat? Were you by here? He's tiny again. Tell me, I can smell the rotis on you.
And then there was a time I think also where I used to.
Imagine smell you call her. I never gave him biryani.
This is not my biryani that I'm smelling.
Just see this yellow stain.
Check your fingers. Let me see what you.
Let me see. Come here.
Come here. Let me see your nails. So that yellow. That's not the saffron I use.
He's eating out the house.
Then I think I was inside Standard 8. Standard 8 I used to get pocket money every day and bread.
Every day?
Every day. Because the thing is, I used to eat all my bread by like 10 o'clock already.
I was a person
Did
who
you fit in class?
I would have some cereal maybe at home, no? But then I only, most of the time, only take two sandwiches for the whole day.
Really?
I never used to eat a lot of bread. Now this is something I don't understand. My other brother, he used to come to primary school with 6 slices, and then he graduated to 8 slices.
Nah, that's a
at
loaf
high
of bread
school.
every day.
So it's like, yo.
No, that's a.
How do you eat so much?
But also, how do you
can
bring so
understand
much
4.
bread?
I can understand 4.
Yeah.
I'm really,
I used to
that's
roll
fine.
with 4. 4 used to be my staple.
But why are you eating it before school?
Not before school, but like 10 in the morning, I used to eat it all up already.
But that's like,
Oh, but-
you have your whole day to go.
Exactly. But the thing is, I was a growing boy. I also grew up like, I got a girl's foot. I was a lighty that basically.
Could you buy the book by your tuck shop?
Nah, here's the thing. So the lady that owned the tuck shop, her daughter was a friend of mine. And then she used to just smoke for me. Or if I wanted to buy stuff, because you know, it was almost like a flood of lighters that stand in front of the
It
tuck
sounds
shop.
like a food economy from your bra, and now there's another factor into it.
Muslim lighties is food. Food is what we do. And then, then I didn't used to stand in the line. She used to tell me to come there by the side to do. And then she just like, what do you list for? Oh no, yes, don't worry about the money. Here's a burger. Oh, here's a
Did she
pie.
smack you?
No, she was just a liquor auntie. You know, the auntie was always. Aunties always take you there. If you're a good lighty, then the auntie will always give you food.
And what about the other lighters?
Nah, no one. Or just a few of them used to get in. But that was all, yeah. So I always used to cope with food. And then
Yeah.
we had, that was it. We have a question 6 as well.
Well, I asked Kino at least, what games did he play when he was at school, just to understand, like, from generational, what games he used to play. We did speak about games
Yeah.
before, but I think there's some other games on school that I played as well.
Yes, Kino.
Tricky, when I was at school, there was a specific. Obviously, we had like what is that game where you collect the sweet, the packets, man, the sweet packets, and then you must, if you don't have that sweet wrapper, or the chocolate wrapper, or the packet of chips, then you have to buy the other person. That was a costly game. I didn't really want to be playing that. We weren't that well off. But then also, when I was in primary school, there was this phase where like half the school was just playing ninja against the other half. People were flying, kicking each other. There was like a broken arm at one stage. I think the guy's name was Yaaseen. He broke his arm trying to fly and kick someone. It was violent, bruh. It was crazy. It was called Ninja. We just played Ninja. I think obviously King Tomato Ring, Foursquare. When I got to high school, we didn't have really time for games. Although we did play Foursquare at high school, but it was obviously mostly playing sport like volleyball, basketball, and so on.
Basketball.
Yeah, at my school, so they played volleyball a lot at Livingston. But on the school field, though, it was soccer with the whole grade. The whole grade used to play at the same time, and then we used to play with a tennis ball. I don't understand why there were so many lighties on the field playing with such a small ball. And then the other game was Rover.
Yeah.
Rover. Yaaseen come over. And then you just run and they
Slap
tackle you and you must try to get to the other side. But sometimes the lighties will run to the freak far end of the field and then basically like almost like try to go right around the whole thing. Anyway, but the lighties were rough also. If I just think of how they used to tackle.
Yeah, it is.
That's why I used to come home with broken shirts and like now I have a hole in my pants and my mommy moved me again.
Like
So-
it's rough out there. The game that he was describing, and I remember this because I have a visual memory of this one day when somebody, because it was after the weekend, and so your mommy cleans out your blazer, and she takes out all your stuff in your pockets or in your pants pockets. That's where I used to basically keep the stuff in primary school. So you need to always have a sweet wrapper. So either it was like a knickknacks or like a text or something. So there's one day, it was a Monday morning, and then I took out a caravan wrapper and they said passport, and I had nothing on me. So then I had to buy this person a passport. It's the worst fucking
caravan.
A caravan, a passport. I buy him a caravan, chocolate. But obviously I also cashed in on that. Used to find means to myself. Then I must buy you something, but then they don't have enough money. But then you bring it down, you make it a simple thing. Like, just give me a fritters and we'll call it even.
A fritters.
Fritos. What do you call it?
Fritos.
It's fritos, my bro.
Nah, it's fritos.
I think that's American way. There was also salis, which is obviously you have to keep your hand tied.
Yes.
And if it's not like, not your hand, I say that your hand, your fingers. And it's like in a knot, like when you promise or something.
Yeah.
And then if you don't have salis, and then they say salis to you and you don't do it or something, and you don't have your fingers right, then they slat you. They hurt you.
Brasa used to hit each other a lot, no?
Yeah.
Like unnecessarily, even if you walk in the road and you walk on that fire hydrant sign, free hits, then you're getting a puck for that also. And in the usual blastings also.
Yes, of course.
When the Brahma stand against the wall and then they must kick him they must move him with that soccer ball also. I don't know, but how did you get to that point? What was I can't remember that part of the game.
It was a blast.
Yeah.
Well, for like games like that, it's like obviously maybe it's like if you don't score enough goals or something
it's
happens.
always something stupid. Yeah.
But there's also besides that there was bananas. Bananas is if you say something with a B and you don't say bananas afterwards.
Yes.
Then they hit you until you say bananas, and then you're like, "Why are you hitting me? I didn't say anything." And like you said, and that starts with that letter. And you're like, bananas. There was also doorknob, and doorknob also used to be very, very violent. So if you say a swear word and then you don't, then there's no, then you have to touch a doorknob afterwards to make it so that you're safe. If you are on the quad and you swear for whatever reason, or you say shit or whatever, the people can hurt you.
Yeah.
Until you run to a doorknob and touch the doorknob, because then doorknob is done. It's just, yeah. I don't know how to say. It is what it is. It was what it was.
Guys, tell us some of the games you used to play at school that made no sense. Even if they make sense, you can still tell us as well.
Yeah. Just to come to an end this episode, I think that we also have some news. I'll tell the first part,
okay,
which is we will be on Tussen Ons.
What kind of school should
Yeah, so just pressing play there. Thank you, Kino. Was it Kino? No,
it was Eugene.
Was it Eugene? Okay. We will be on Tussen Ons coming up really soon. We're going to be filming with them at their studios. I'm talking about the Regboy podcast. So again, before anything else, thank you all for listening. It's been befak, and we're really super happy with that we can bring some laughs.
Yeah.
Some
And also, guys, if you ever listen and you feel like you want to send us stuff, tell us, and then we'll bring it up in the episode. We'll try and read it out as well. But we want everybody to be a part of this thing. So if you want to be a contributor, let us know. We're gonna make a plan.
Yes. Also, like I think that going forward, there's a lot of comments, and I'm gonna start bringing them in. In fact, I can say some reviews after you've said your things.
So in the end of February, we will be doing a live show. It's confirmed. Now we will be doing it with the Mother City Comedy Festival. It's gonna be happening at the Baxter. Which am I gonna be at the Baxter for the Regboys again?
Yes, we've been there before on another show.
With a Tokak show, and we had so much fun, and we want to do it again. But again, thank you guys, because we get to do these things because you guys pull through and you guys listen and you guys come support. So come through. We're gonna have it will be interactive. You can reply to us and tell us these are the questions, and then also, to probably we have prizes and goodies for the men's as well.
Yeah. I'm excited for that. We still have a lot of planning to do.
Yeah,
so just come through and know that we're going to try our best. So just on comments, just going to read some reviews from, at least for the Apple side for now. But I will read Spotify stuff next time for the next one.
Okay.
Top stuff, gentlemen, from Live Shake West. Na Ian and Chas Owens, loving it from Laanie 21. Please upload more and keep this going. And I'm willing to sponsor episode. This is coming from Hospate. So thank you, Hospate. Try and get in touch with us.
Caravan.
Hilarious podcast. Love it. Keep it going. I keep the dunk. So I think it's Dank Team. This will be Keep the Dunk, which is French, yeah. And somebody says they can't download episodes in China, 1 star. So thank you for that. We don't know why. And I think that was one of our first ones, which was in June last year. I think that's all sorted out now.
Why are you giving us 1 star, you guys?
And keep it going. So relatable. And it's from CT. This is like a whole hard name. So I'm just going to call you CT. It's super relatable. And then it's Mema Manovi. It's me, Manovi. It's me.
It's Manovi.
It's me,
It's you for Manovi.
Laughing at the podcast, but actually laughing at myself because I completely relate. Thank you so much. It's really just to get that.
So we get quite a lot of the comments on Twitter as well and on Facebook and all the stuff. So again, thank you guys for showing the love and keep doing the things.
Yeah. We'll release some more back and say like notifications when we go live for the Tussen Ons thing when it's going to be airing. And and
we're also working on doing more of other things where we're gonna get small businesses in there and we're gonna chat to you guys live and do more like a TV show kind of a thing.
Yeah, we just need help with that.
So guys, that's all from our side. That's all for this episode.
I'm Simon Ojol.
I'm Yaaseen Bonds.
And we are
the Reg Boys Podcast.
Safety. Thank you, Finn, again. Bye-bye.